actress Katherine Heigl, a passionate animal advocate who has saved over 16,000 dogs, says she's been seeing more issues with dogs' joints, odors, and health than ever before. She believes there's a link between canine health and diet. After extensive research, she developed Superfood Complete, a dog food pack with over 30 wholesome ingredients, including superfoods beneficial for your furry friend. Superfood Complete isn't just about deliciousness, though dogs love the taste. It's about supporting overall well-being. In addition to providing a healthy option for your pet, Badlands Ranch, the maker of Superfood Complete, also supports the Jason DeBus Heigl Foundation, which helps rescue countless dogs and find them loving homes. Dogs across America are trying this food and loving it. Go to badlandsranch.com/MC901 and order right now to get up to 50% off your regular price order with a 90-day money-back guarantee. If you want your dog to experience all these incredible things, go to badlandsranch.com/MC901 today. Alcohol, a millennia-old beverage, presents a fascinating paradox. Celebrated for its social and cultural significance, it also carries a dark side of potential health risks and societal problems. Moderate alcohol consumption can be enjoyed responsibly, fostering social connection and relaxation. It plays a role in cultural celebrations and traditions, bringing people together. Speaking of bringing people together, that leads me to your local watering hole, the bar or pub, a place to unwind, socialize, and quench your thirst. Those places have a surprisingly long history. Their roots can be traced back over 2,000 years to ancient Rome. From that Roman tavern to later ale houses and public houses or pubs in England, to the modern American bar, a place to sit and have a drink with friends or just chatting with people you've never met before, that's always been a favorite spot for millions of people. But some people probably shouldn't be drinking. If they already have a violent nature, adding drinks to the mix can be a recipe for disaster. This episode, I'll be talking about 911 calls and incidents that originated at or around bars. And they almost make me want to not have a drink. Almost. Welcome back to Music City 911.
911 emergency.
There's a fire right here off of Broadway and 4th Street. There's a girl that's unconscious.
Okay, Broadway and 4th. Are you guys in the building somewhere on the sidewalk?
Everybody is outside. Everybody's outside.
Okay. Did anybody have any weapons? Do we know how she went unconscious?
No, there was guys and girls hitting her.
Okay, let me get
girls that were hitting her.
Okay, let me start the paramedics. Hang on. Don't hang up, okay?
She's on.
Stay on the line. I'm going to get paramedics, and then I have more questions for you, okay?
She's breathing now. She's breathing. She just took a deep breath in.
Okay, hold on. Hi, guys. 31 here. We're going to be responding to a fight at 4th and Broadway. It's just outside. There was a female that was unconscious. I guess several people were hitting her. Ma'am, is she on the sidewalk or in the street?
She's on the sidewalk. She's taking deep breaths in.
Okay, are the people that hit her still there?
There's a lot of people here.
Okay, PD, we're going to have to stay away.
That sounds fine. I'll let you know when it's clear to go in. Okay, ma'am. Do you know which people were hitting her so we can try to get them?
I'm sorry. Everybody just ran off. Their security's trying to get people that ran off and...
Okay. Do you know, you don't have a description of those people, males, females?
I don't. There were Asians.
Asian men and women?
Asian men and women.
Oh, roughly how old were they?
They're probably either 23, 24.
Okay, and security is trying to get those people?
Yes.
And which way did they go?
They ran down 4th Street.
On 4th towards
4th Street towards Main.
Okay.
4th Street towards Main Street. They ran 4th Street towards Main.
Okay. Now, do you know if any of those people used any weapons?
I don't know any of these people. I people. I just took the phone from one of this person's friends. I took the phone from one of her friends. She didn't know what to do. I told her call 911, and I called for her.
Okay. And the lady that was injured, can you give me a description of her?
She seems like about 23 or 24 years old. She's wearing black pants, a black shirt, a jean jacket. She's okay. She's breathing, and she has.
And what nationality is she?
She's Asian, or.
Okay. And she's
Asian. She's Asian. She's Vietnamese.
She's Vietnamese. Okay. Now is she on the Broadway Street side? Kim?
Off of Broadway and 4th Street, right at the corner.
In front of which business?
Of the Rags or the Crosby. The Crosby.
Is she right in front of the Crosby or across the street from the Crosby?
Yeah, she's right in front. Right in front.
Okay. And her friends are with her?
Her friends are with her.
Okay. Okay. And what is your name, ma'am?
I just saw guys and girls hitting her. We just walked out of the club, and I don't know what happened. I just saw that they were hitting somebody.
Okay. And
she went unconscious.
And the phone number you're calling me from is just one that you borrowed, right?
Yeah, I don't know whose phone it is. I know that it was one of her friends because they were crying that they don't know what to do.
Okay. She's still there, right, at Broadway and 4th?
She's here on the floor. She's not awake.
On the sidewalk? Okay.
Yeah.
She's still unconscious, but she is breathing.
But she's breathing, yeah.
Okay, the officers are already on the way, so let me just stay on the line with you just to make sure that she's okay. And security is with her, correct?
No, they're not here anymore. There's one
they left?
standing around, but they're not here with her.
Okay, that's okay. We'll get police officers there. And
they didn't even know what to do. They didn't even know what to do.
Okay, I've got an officer there now. He should be pulling up right now. Do you see him at all?
I see him, yeah.
Flag him down. Is he going to the right place?
Here. Can you flag him down? Can you flag him down? Okay, he's here.
Okay, and he sees you guys?
Yeah, he's just getting off the car.
Okay. Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and disconnect now, okay? All right. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
January 18th, 2014, Santa Ana, California. 23-year-old Kim Pham was outside a trendy local nightclub, formerly known as the Crosby, waiting in line to get in to have some drinks and fun with 11 of her friends. They decided to stop and take a picture to help remember the night, just in case the booze might have an effect on their memory. While standing there, another group of women were walking by, and one of them bumps into Kim. As frequently happens in or around bars, an argument broke out between Kim and the other group. That turned into a fist fight and quickly went south from there. What started out as a simple bar-type brawl ended up being much worse. Kim got knocked to the ground, and while she was down, two women began kicking and stomping her in the head. As you heard in the call, she was unconscious, and her breathing wasn't normal. She wasn't doing well at all. Medics arrived at the scene and transported Kim to a local hospital, and there she was declared brain dead. She stayed in the hospital on life support for several days, but was ultimately taken off. Kim had just graduated college a year before and had recently been married. She was an aspiring writer. Two women were later arrested and charged with her death. Vanessa Zavala, 26 years old, and Candace Brito, 27, were charged with second-degree murder and a related assault charge. Their trial lasted more than a week, with prosecution going over key details in the case, including a blurry cell phone video of the fight. Defense stated that the two women acted in self-defense after a witness from their side said she saw Kim throw the first punch. Prosecution had a witness that said otherwise. The prosecution made the best point, though. Even if Kim threw the first punch, it didn't make it at all okay to continue beating her once she was down on the ground. The jury in the trial found them both guilty, but not of murder. It ended up being voluntary manslaughter. Both were sentenced to 6 years in prison, less than the 11-year maximum for that charge. During sentencing, the judge had some words to say. "Why didn't you two walk away? You're not gang members. You're not fighters. You had been essentially law-abiding, nice young women. And yet, you were all in the fight up to your elbows. If any of you had just swallowed your pride and walked away, none of us would be sitting here."
Hello. Listen, Martini bar the wall, shooting. Make a shooting. Martini bar the wall.
Okay, I'm showing 3450 Northwest 83 Avenue. What's the name of the
building? You got it. Martini bar the wall. Many shootings.
Okay.
People down, no pressure down, many people. Yes.
Okay, stay on the phone.
Multiple fires. Come on, hurry, please.
Okay, stay on the phone. Okay, I'm getting help started.
Calls like that are more frequent than you may think. Someone calling in and they just want to give very minimal info and keep repeating it over and over again. Luckily, it sounded like that dispatcher was familiar with the location the caller was giving. I had to listen to that call several times before I figured out what he was saying. The caller was saying that there was someone shooting at the Martini Bar, a nightclub a few miles west of Miami in a location known as City Place Doral. The call came in around 3:30 a.m., and police didn't know what they were driving to. Just before the call was placed, there was a dispute inside the bar. It started to get physical, and a security guard went over to try to break it up. That's when someone in the middle of the altercation, 37-year-old Jamal Wayne Wood, decided to pull out a gun and start shooting. The security guard that intervened was shot and killed. 6 bystanders also were hit by subsequent gunfire. Those were 4 men and 2 women. Their injuries varied, but all were transported to local hospitals with conditions listed anywhere from stable to critical. 2 officers were nearby and made it to the scene and confronted the gunman, who opened fire on them as well. A shootout took place and 1 officer was struck by gunfire in the leg. The shooter was killed at the scene.
Atlanta 911 non-emergency, operating 0688. How can we help you today?
Hello, this is ADT Security. We're calling to report a mobile panic alert for an Uber customer. He stated he ordered an Uber for a friend who hasn't arrived to his location yet, and the driver's location is showing to be in one spot for a long period of time.
Okay, what is that location?
That location, it looks like 760 Lindenberg Drive, Northeast.
Say 760 Lindenberg Drive, Northeast?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And I do have the vehicle description and license plate.
Okay. Okay, I'm ready.
That's a black 2018 Cadillac Escalade ESV with the Georgia license plate. L as in Lincoln, M as in Mary, 11089.
Okay, hold on a moment. Black 2018 Cadillac Escalade, track number L like Larry, M like Mary, 11089.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And who's supposed to be, who did he order the Uber for?
The female's name.
And
he did state when he last spoke with her. He activated this emergency alert at 4:34.
4:34. Okay, so it's been about 10 minutes. What time was she picked up?
He did not state that. He did say she was supposed to have arrived at his location by 4:31, and she had not.
Okay, let me see if we have anything going on in that area. What's your callback number, ma'am?
And that is followed by a reference number if you needed to call back at 467-5975.
Hold on. 467-5995.
5975.
5975. Okay. All right, hold on a moment. Let me see if we have anything going on in that area. Just give me one moment. Okay. Well, we got an officer over in that area. And you said she was in a black Cadillac?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We do have...
It's trying to be almost right there at the corner of Lindbergh and Adina.
Okay, let's lay it over there in the area. Let me see. Okay, hold on one moment for me, okay?
Okay.
That was sort of an odd one, and I'll admit, that's a type of call we don't get that often, especially the way it was given. A lot of times, the typical news media will show a problem with Uber drivers. I'm sure you've seen the headlines around where a rider gets maybe into the wrong car and something terrible ends up happening with them. Something like that is very uncommon, and most, if not all of the time, they're getting in a car with someone who's not even driving for a rideshare company. But still, the media makes it out like the driver for a rideshare company, all of which are background checked, by the way, they were the ones to blame in whatever tragedy happened. At least, that's what it says in the headlines. But whoever originally used the app on this, they were using it for someone else. As most of you know, I used to drive for Uber and Lyft, and I did a lot of rides, several thousand of them. We'll get requests for a third party pretty frequently. Most of the times it's a legit type thing where it's just someone calling an Uber for someone to get them home. More than a few times, though, I was pretty sure I was ferrying around either escorts or drug dealers to the next job. I don't have any way to 100% verify this, but with my work at 911 and just seeing people in general, I'd be willing to place a pretty large wager that those passengers were not following the letter of the law. Back to this call, the person who called was concerned because the Uber that they had ordered for someone else had stopped before the final drop-off location and had been sitting there for a while. Obviously, that could be a concern for anyone. The security company calling in on behalf of Uber wanted police to be sent to see what was going on there. Before police could arrive on the scene, another call came in.
Atlanta 911, operator 310. What's the address?
I don't know. I'm in the road. Somebody shot us.
Okay.
Yeah? Yeah?
Where are you?
I don't know where I am.
Hello, sir. I need to know
I don't know where.
I need to know what street you're on.
I don't know which street I am. Because somebody shot in them. Huh?
Someone shot at your car?
No, somebody shot in my car. I'm on driver.
Hey, listen, I need to know where you are.
Lindbergh Drive.
Lindbergh Drive and what?
And I can't get. I'm scared to somebody shot me to see it.
Lindbergh and what? Piedmont?
Lindbergh and yeah.
Piedmont?
Somebody
Listen, sir. I want you to listen, okay?
Somebody killed in my car.
Okay, listen. I need to know where you are. Are you at Lindbergh and Piedmont?
Lindbergh, you want me to get out from the car and that's it?
Huh?
Lindbergh and the Adina.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to put the ambulance on the line. Hold on.
Okay.
Grady EMS, operator 992. What's the address of your
Hey,
emergency?
Grace, Atlanta. He said he's at Lindbergh Drive and Adina Drive. Lindbergh and Adina because someone's been shot in his car. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, somebody shot in my car. Huh?
Spell your street name for me.
Lindbergh and Adina.
Atlanta, can you spell that for me?
Lindbergh, Grady. Lindbergh. Lindbergh. Adina, Adina Drive.
Okay, yeah, it's not locking for me. Give me 1 second. Atlanta, did the address lock for you?
Yes.
And sorry, is someone shot or did someone shoot at your car?
Yeah. Somebody shot in my car.
Or you've been shot?
No, I don't know. I don't think so I'm shot. But somebody shot my customer.
Okay.
Sir, are you saying someone is inside your car shot or just your car is shot?
No, somebody in my car is shot.
Okay, the person, is they breathing?
Yeah, I see some breathing.
Do you have it yet, Grady? Lindbergh Drive at Adina Drive. Someone shot in his car. What kind of vehicle you're driving, sir?
Cadillac, SUV.
What color?
Black.
Okay, you said a black Cadillac, is that correct?
Yes.
And turn your flashers light on, please.
Huh?
Turn your hazard lights on.
Huh?
Your flashers, turn your flashers on. What's your phone number in case we get disconnected? All right, give me 1 second. Okay, you advise someone in your vehicle is shot. Atlanta, can you go ahead and request PD and fire?
310.
This call has been played publicly on a few media outlets and has come under intense scrutiny from the public. Multiple people saying that the dispatcher was rude and impatient, that she should be fired, etc. There were actually 2 dispatchers on this one, and you really kind of have to know the roles of each one of them. I have a problem in general with all this. People who are not 911 dispatchers, or they're not listeners of this show, most of them don't know the most important thing in a 911 call. You all know that the absolute most important thing is the address. You have to obtain a good and valid location. Without that, no help can be sent. Someone on the phone simply saying they have an emergency of any kind doesn't get police there. The first dispatcher, the police dispatch, was simply trying to get the location of where this caller was. And for something like this, it initially sounded like he was saying someone was shooting or shot. And for something like that, seconds count. I don't believe I ever heard the dispatcher be rude. Her saying that the caller needed to listen, that's completely understandable and necessary if the caller isn't given the info needed. All she needed was a street and a cross street. Initially, it took several seconds to get the street he was on. It took even more time to get the closest intersection, and even more time past that for him to verify what the dispatcher thought he said, which was Lindbergh and Piedmont. GPS may have been a thing for the caller's phone, but that isn't something that immediately shows up always. Sometimes it can take a minute or more for the general location to populate into our computers. So getting the correct address fast and upfront is very important and can be life-saving. If it's necessary, I'll absolutely be rude or rude sounding if it means getting help to someone on the edge of death quicker. I want to save a life. With that being said, I don't at all think that the police dispatcher was rude in that call. The medical dispatcher, I would have liked to have heard more urgency in the mix with her. But still, at that point, at least police were already on the way. Police would have had to clear the scene and make it a safe location to have the medics enter anyway. Also on the medical side, I'm not sure their practices, but some agencies don't offer pre-arrival type instructions for medical. I'm not sure if they're one of them or not. On a shooting, the caller can check for vitals, maybe help control bleeding, and also give CPR if necessary. Police and medics arrived there at Lindbergh and Piedmont in Atlanta at around 4:30 a.m. back in May of 2023. When they got there, they found that black Cadillac Escalade, and it had dozens of bullet holes in it. In the back seat of the Escalade, they found a dead woman. It was the body of exotic dancer and social influencer, 31-year-old Tisha Bruley, also known as Tavi Batty. Witnesses at two separate locations gave statements to police. Initially, Tisha was at Club Allure, a strip club where she'd been dancing. A friend called an Uber for her when she was done, and it was supposed to be taking her home. Witnesses at the club said as soon as the black Escalade pulled out, two cars started following it. They made it to within a block of Tisha's home when the gunfire started. The witnesses at the scene of the shooting said they heard more than 40 shots, and police believe that there were more than one shooter. As much searching as I could do, I didn't see anything regarding a lead on any sort of suspect or arrest in the case. Initially, police had reports that two vehicles had been going around shooting randomly at cars about 30 minutes before this happened, and it was actually close by. But with so many shots being fired directly at Tisha and none at the driver, both me and the police believe this is a very targeted attack. If anyone listening has any further info on this incident, whether it's an arrest or a suspect or really any other info, be sure to let me know. And this last incident, this has a few too many beers written all over it.
She took my beer.
Avon Police Department.
Hello.
Hi. You have an emergency?
They told you to give it back to me.
No, I told them I wasn't going to give it to you. I said,
it's a fight over a beer.
No,
right, who are you?
No, you're not getting that beer back. I already told you that.
What's your name?
My name's John Bansley.
Okay.
They just picked me up for public intox.
Uh-huh.
And they dropped me off at my ex-wife's house.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And they gave her the beer and said, don't let them leave. And now she's got the beer, and she says, I'm going to keep it.
2527.
And all I got is that beer. That's the only thing I got to my name.
They are arguing over his beer.
But you know what? It'll all work out. I'll be out of the city. I'll be out of the state in 2 shakes of Lambstaff.
Okay.
I'm sorry for bothering you.
That's okay. I'll have an officer come talk to you. We'll resolve it. Okay, hon?
Nah, you don't need to have an officer come over.
Okay. Well, I've got one in the area, so if you want to talk to him, he's right out there by your house. Where did she go? I don't hear her anymore.
Nah, she went into her room. She's probably talking to her new boyfriend.
Okay. Okay. Well, if you need anything else, call me back, okay?
Well, you got a personal phone number? You sound kind of pretty.
I don't. Sorry.
Airborne, my lady, airborne.
All right, take care, John.
All right, bye.
46-year-old John Bansley wasn't having a very good night. He already had way too much to drink and decided he was going to go for some more of it at a local convenience mart on Lear Road in the Avon Lake area of Cleveland on July 29th of 2013. Though details are a bit sketchy, it seems he wasn't happy with his surroundings or the quantity of beer he had in his possession. Police rolled up and found him sitting in the parking lot with a 6-pack of Milwaukee's Best beer, and one of them had been opened, and he had a sign there that read, "Bus ticket or beer." He told police he was trying to get to Chicago. Police were not able to accommodate his trip to another city, but they were nice enough to give him a ride to somewhere that was a place he could sleep it off. I'm guessing that him and his ex-wife were still on good enough speaking terms, and police decided to transport him over there. His call to dispatch, though, wasn't something good for him. Because of this call, and probably a little bit of his flirting with the dispatcher and asking for her personal phone number, saying she sounds pretty, police ended up charging him with misuse of the 911 system. I guess for John's sake, the biggest thing is know when to call it quits on the drinking. And if your destiny is total blackout drunk, try to keep in mind that 911 isn't the number to call if you just want to do some chatting with someone. That's it for this episode. Follow the show on the social media of your choice, or all of them. They're listed in the show notes. The one I'm most active in is the Music City 911 podcast discussion group on Facebook. I'll pop in there and try to get some mess going from time to time. With CrimeCon coming up here in my hometown, I know that a lot of attendees will probably want to show up and experience some of the city before the conference gets going. If you're needing some advice on cool spots to go to, send me a message. I bet I can land you in a cool place. If you're wanting more of Music City 911, head over to patreon.com/MusicCity911 for ad-free episodes and bonus content that is only available there. And if you're out at your local alcohol drinking establishment, be sure to know your limits too. I've got some key advice on how to achieve that. When the bartender asks if you want another one, just use this phrase: "No thanks, I've had enough tonight." I'll say it again. "No thanks, I've had enough tonight." And now let's try that all together. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. I'll have one more. Damn it. Even I got it wrong. I'm just kidding, of course. Be safe when you're out drinking, or any other time. And until the next episode, for Music City 911, I'm Brandon, and y'all have a good one.